Hello. Welcome to a dreary second weekend in November. I lost last weekend to work. So we're down now and it is unseasonably wet. Too wet. Kind of to the point where it's really throwing the whole project off track. I was hoping to have the bus moved into position by now, and the site's still totally flooded, so we're ways off of that. So I'll have to kind of reassess what's realistic in the next couple of months. Today though, we've got something very exciting. We're going to clean up all of this and have a look at putting the flooring in. There might need to be a bit of fettling with the existing floor to make sure it's flat. We've got some things we still need to address, and this whole lip there might be an issue. But we've got the packs of laminate, and we could at least start, we reckon. And Luce is here, in limited capacity, still having problems with your neck.
I'll be supervising.
So this is our spacious bus, nice and clean. We've scraped up as much as we can off the floor. 50-year-old chewing gum. And it's about as flat as we can get it. Still far from flat though, so hoping these laminate floorboards have a bit of give to them. We've also got this massive hole. I think that's pneumatics access, who knows? Ventilation. I was planning on kind of capping it on the back and then filling it, but I don't really want to lose access to that just in case I need to free the handbrake or whatever, so I'll probably keep it as is. What we're going to do is just put boards on it. They're pretty wide, they're pretty thick. I don't think a little hole like that's going to cause too much of an issue. Right, that's as far as we got today. We've run out. That's looking good. Quite the transformation. It's got a last little sliver to go. It's quite cool, huh? We'll figure out some way of capping this, hiding that. It's just going to be a dirt trap. Otherwise, come together very, very well. Okay, now back on the Sunday to finish this off. This is where all the awkward cuts happen, so we'll see how long it takes us to do this last little bit. So actually got some serious good luck here. That piece I just put in against the wall there, all I had to do was cut this lip off. So no need for a super accurate thin cut all the way down, just get the knife and cut that, hammer it in. Let's hope it continues. Now just going to put these lengths of trim in, neaten it all up. Don't know what I'm going to do at the front here, it's a little bit trickier. There are all these bolts that I couldn't get moving, so I've just kind of flooring around them. But I might just get something, maybe a nice thick bit of wood to go on there, trim the whole thing. Figure it out later. And there we have it. Trim's in, and it's looking real nice actually. Totally transforms the place. It really does change how you kind of feel feel when you're in here. It feels like there's so much more space. It feels like an actual room now rather than a bus. So yeah, that's good for the motivation, and allows us to start planning how we're going to do the kitchen and plumbing and all that kind of stuff as well. So I guess that'll be our next project, really thinking about that. I mean, really from here on, it's getting that site ready. I don't know how we're going to do it. I might have to engage a contractor to come and take out the high spots, fill in the low spots, and try and get this dry. It is just absolutely soaked. And the next things that we're going to put in the bus are kind of hard installs that aren't necessarily going to be on board the bus. So things like power is going to live in the little container, and that's going to have to be wired to the bus. So that's going to be fixed, and we need the bus in place before we can do that. And also the plumbing as well, so wastewater and all that kind of stuff. And the water tank is all going to be off the bus, so it doesn't take up any space, and it means we can have large tanks and all that stuff as well. So again, we really do need to get this site ready so we can move that bus. There's a couple of things we can do on the cabin in the meantime while we are still just waiting for it to dry, but I want this thing moved. I need it in place. Anyway, that's it for the day and this weekend. We've got to run off, get to something. But it's a real good feeling getting that done. And yeah, back next weekend, and hopefully we'll have better luck with the weather. Hello, we're back, finally. It's been 3 weeks since I've been down here. I've been working every weekend, but put my foot down and said I'm doing something for myself this weekend. It is Sunday, so it's only the one day. What I'm going to look at is getting a gutter on that, and you can see there's a massive overhang. So the first thing is cutting that back down to size. I've got the paint, I've got masking tape. Hopefully it won't rust out on me, but yeah, that's definitely my fault for not just getting the right lengths of roofing and installing it properly at the time, but lesson learned. So I'll get that marked up, give that a cut, give that a paint, and while I'm doing that, prep the gutter to be installed as well. Right, that's been trimmed and neatened up and cleaned. Just going to let that dry off a bit, and then I'll get in with the paint. I'm putting this fascia on just so I can support the gutter right the way across the width. If I just went into the rafters, A, they're not wide enough to take a gutter hanger, and B, I wouldn't be able to support it right to the end. You can see the inboard. So this fascia will allow us to just support that gutter right to the end. I would like to have cut the roof a little bit longer, really. That was me just being a bit rushed with it. I was going to have that fascia right up on the batten, but I've kind of hung it a little bit lower just to allow that water to clear that. Once this is mounted, it should be fairly close, and I think when you're looking straight down, the roofing should drip into the gutter as opposed to hitting this thing. Yeah, that's on me. It'll still work. Right, just had some lunch and the weather is turning, so I'm going to try and get this gutter sorted. Paint should be dry and ready to go. I'm just going to put in the downspout exit hole, whatever you call it, and then the end caps, and then that silicone will be drying, and I can get the gutter brackets up. All right, here we go. Let's hope I've put the drain at the right end. Well, there we have it. So yeah, I would have liked more overhang, but that'll go straight into the gutter. I'll get these little tabs rolled over and head off, I think, because storms are coming. Hello. It's the last weekend of November and it has been hacking down non-stop for like 24 hours. The plan this weekend was to get a plate compactor, come in and start building up the ground around the cabin, but I just decided against it. I knew it would be flooded when I got down here and I've been proven right. So instead, I'm going to sit on the tractor and I'm going to start smoothing out some of these high spots and just spend a few hours trying to improve it where I can. There's also loads of scrap wood in that line about that needs to be chucked somewhere else. So I think it's just going to be a day of neatening the place up. We are due a very, very hot week next week. So hopefully this will just give us a blank canvas, can hire that plate compactor, and then we can just dig from anywhere, knowing it's going to be nice, clean fill, and we can get that sorted. Once that's done, we can get the water tank in place, get the gutter down into that, and start installing the plumbing into the cabin. There's been a development. It is proper bogged. It's the stabilizers. They just beach out. It's not really anything nearby to anchor to either, so I don't know, maybe I'll bring the disc around, see if I can winch it, but without someone else sitting on the tractor driving that as well, I just can't see it pulling this out. Let's move the car.
Well, that was an adventure. Alright, I'm not coming here until summer. This is out of bounds. Annoyingly, this is where all the scrap is I need to pick up. I'll just have to do it another time. It's not in the way. So what I'm going to do is have a break, have a cuppa, and then just have a look at trying to get the high spots out in the clearing there. So I've dug a bit of a channel. This was the highest spot in the entire clearing. No more. I don't know if this kind of needs joining in, really, probably does. But I've got to run off now because the tip's going to close. I just need to drop off some stuff. I'll see if I get down there tomorrow, but if not, I'll sign off now. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.